Ohio basketball and St. Bonaventure haven't met all that much over the years, 10 times total. And if the last two meetings are any indication, this ball game on Saturday should be fun. It's Ohio at 2-2 and St. Bonaventure at 5-1, and they meet up at the Convocation Center on Saturday. Welcome to our game preview presented by Don Wood Toyota of Athens. See him on the web at donwoodtoyota.com. The last two times, well, 2010 was not one, not two, not three, but four overtimes in Olean, New York. Rob Cornelius and I were with Bobcat football in New Orleans getting ready for that battle in the bowl game against Troy. So Tony Castricone filled in on our network, and he certainly got more than he bargained for. Ohio went to the wire with the Bonnies and lost 112 to 107. The point total was the most in a Bobcat game since 1998, and the four overtimes, well, that happened for the first time since 2003. DJ Cooper had 43 points and 13 assists. Andrew Nicholson for the Bonnies, he had 44 points. All told, four Bobcats fouled out and one Bonnie did. It was most certainly a classic contest. Then, 2 years later, in Athens, the rematch. Not exactly the same kind of excitement at the end of the game, but still a pretty fun one. Under a minute to go. DJ Cooper, who had 16 points in the contest, he put Ohio back on top with the three with under a minute to go, and he went to the line, iced the game, and Ohio won it 69-64. We wonder what's in store this Saturday as the Bobcats are trying to get above 500 and the Bonnies are trying to get to 6 wins and 7 tries on the year. The Bonnies come in after a 72-63 win over Buffalo and Olean on Wednesday night. And that's a sweep for them in their Big Four meetings, the four prominent schools in western New York in the Buffalo area. The other wins for the Bonnies were over Canisius and Niagara. Their other wins this year over Jackson State and Dartmouth. Their lone loss was a 73-70 setback to Siena. Bobcat fans might remember them from the NCAA tournament in 2012. They were with us in Nashville. After a 20-win season, they fell 66-63 to Florida State. You also might remember them for their fan contingent. They brought a lot down to Nashville, and they were loud and most certainly fun. They had 14 wins the year after that, 18 wins last season. This senior class has averaged 18 wins. Mark Schmidt, their head coach, has done a fine job after the program had a bit of turmoil in the early 2000s and mid-2000s. They have four players who are in double figures, and one's a Ball State transfer, junior guard from Rockford, Illinois, Marcus Posey. He averages 15 points per game. This is also a matchup of two Senegalian big men. Youssou Ndoye is 7 feet, 245 pounds. He averaged 10 points and 6 rebounds last year. He's averaging 12 points and 11 rebounds this year. And of course, Maurice Endor is averaging a double-double for the Bobcats, and he's excited to see a fellow countryman in Athens.
I'm just looking forward to it. I think it's always good to play against somebody that's from the same country, and I think we're just going to see good basketball from both teams, and hopefully we're both going to come out and play with energy and get the W. He's a big kid, so, you know, for me, you just got to bring him out and trying to get to the basket. You know, if I'm trying to back him, there's no way I'm going to win that matchup. So just trying to bring him out and get to the basket and trying to get him in foul trouble. So I'm obviously thinking that he's going to try to block every shot, just pump fake and try to just get him in foul trouble.
Some of you might have seen the Bonnies and the Bulls on SNY the other night. A good buddy of mine, Ben Wagner, the AAA play-by-play voice of the Buffalo Bison, well, he was on the call for that game. I texted him for his response to what the Bonnies bring to the table, and he says he thinks they're a strong defensive team, and that will keep them in games, but they need to grow offensively. He says the dominant post presence is big on both ends of the floor, and he also says that they're getting a player back from suspension, 6'7" Denzel Gregg. He'll be ready to go against Ohio. So instant Twitter and texting feedback from a play-by-play guy that saw the Bonnies against Buffalo the other night. Our coverage on the Ohio IMG Sports Network starts at 1:30 as Rob Cornelius and I will paint the picture. That's our game day preview. It's Ohio and St. Bonaventure, and that's presented by Don Wood Toyota. For Ryan Cochran, I'm Russ Eisenstein. We'll see you at the Convo. This is Bobcat TV.